Hey, bud, you got a second?
Yeah, what's up?
So we need this.
Okay.
You need to get the connect button to pull the stake rewards and the verify info in 3 days.
Wait. In 3 days?
Yeah, is there a problem with that?
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
No problem.
Net2Dev.
In life, you sometimes get oranges and they will ask you to make apple juice. Okay? So, this is what we're here for, to make it happen. In this video, we are going to go hardcore JavaScript functions, async functions in particular. We want to make that request that we just got moments ago into reality. So we want to make sure that we can deliver a connect button that will not only connect your wallet to the Web3 application, but it will also give you the amount of NFTs that the user who connected the wallet has staked on the vault, along with the token IDs and the earned rewards for all the NFTs. Listen carefully, not just for one NFT staked. We want to get the total amount of all the earned rewards across all my NFTs staked in the vault in a single beautiful output in React. It sounds easy for the user, but very difficult for the web developer, or at least if you're not familiar with nested loops or fancy functions to make everything work with a single click of a button, this video is for you. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I am going first into the theory. I am going to describe what we need to do in a high level, then we'll go into the Web3 app. We will configure all our dependencies, all the dependencies that we need to perform the Web3 call, and we will build that connect wallet. But, okay, so to wrap it up real quick, because this will be a long video, but it's gonna give you everything that you need to know in order for you to be successful in nesting fancy calls, or at least nesting multiple functions onto a single async function. Okay, so once the user clicks that connect wallet, it's going to execute a lot of calls, okay? And it's gonna do some fancy looping through values and getting some math behind, okay? So let's go ahead, let's make this happen. Don't be afraid, because if it was easy, everyone would have been doing this, okay? Let's make it happen. Okay, let's start working with real JavaScript functions for Web3. So what we are going to do now, we are going to review what it takes to get a single push of a button to call different functions in the smart contract. And we can call not only multiple functions in one smart contract, we can actually call multiple smart contracts to interact with multiple functions as well. So the app. So we know the moment we click that connect your wallet button, we will get a prompt to authenticate with our MetaMask or any other wallet that we are supporting in the dApp. So the application will be interfacing with your wallet, right? What we want to do is we want to get from one single call, in this case, from one click of connect your wallet, we want to get the amount of NFTs that a user is holding on the vault. So that means that I'm going to check right at the same time, how many NFTs do I have and which NFTs or which ID on those NFTs are minted. So we know which specific NFTs does that user has staked on the vault, not minted, sorry, staked on the vault, okay? And also we want to get the total amount of NFTs and summarized or at least summed, and we want to get that output of how many NFTs does that user has staked, okay? We also want to obtain end to the rewards for those staked NFTs. So we want to know how many tokens has that user earned by staking those NFTs, right? So we need to obtain that value. But here's the cool thing, or here's the cool yet difficult thing. Don't want to get just one single token or staked reward amount. We want to get the total staking reward amount that a user has earned for staking X amount of tokens or X amount of NFTs. So for that, we need to be a little bit more creative, okay? So I'm gonna show you in a second, okay? Let me tell you what we need to do to make this happen. Scroll down, I'm gonna show you, because I did a slide that I want to go over and we can explain this in detail, okay? So, in order for me, right, we want to get a single function to call multiple smart contracts, right, by invoking those get functions from the smart contract. So in order for me to obtain that particular information, I need to have the smart contract with get functions so it can pull that information out, or we can call that function using our ReactJS application. So what we want to accomplish. So our goal is to code a function that once the end user hits that connect wallet button, it does the verify, right? And it also does the check for the rewards. So what needs to happen? Not only he connects to the Web3 dApp, he needs to get the list of NFT IDs that the user has staked in the smart contract, right? So we are expecting from that connect wallet to get us an output of the NFTs that the user owns and has staked on the vault, okay? Not only that, we also need to add those two, or add the amount of NFTs, not the IDs, the amount of NFTs, and give us a total amount broken down on a separate section, meaning that if I have two NFTs, in this case I do have 18 and 39, I will have a total amount of 2 NFTs on the vault. So we want to display the total amount of NFTs. So the sum of the amount of NFTs that I have staked on that vault, okay? This is still on the same connect wallet, okay? Next, I also want to get the end rewards. So for every NFT that user has staked, right? So for each one, we want to get the amount of tokens that the NFT holder has earned by staking the tokens on the vault. Meaning that I need to get the same output. So the same call that I'm using to get the list of NFTs, the NFT IDs, I need to use that same call to get the NFTs, so then I can build a JavaScript array, right? I have to build an array and add those values onto an array. So if those are the 2 NFTs that the user is holding, what I'm expecting, check this out. What I'm expecting is to have an output in React that can get this 18 and the next one is 39 contained in an array. And I'm going to tell you why we need to have that. You're going to see it in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you why we need this kind of output. We want to obtain the values and then we want to store those values into an array. So every time that the user stakes an NFT, I need to be able to add this into this array. So I'm going to keep adding the NFT IDs onto this particular array, right? After that, we want to get the earn reward balance for each stake NFT, meaning that I need to get from that array, I need to now call each individual NFT ID. We're talking big league right here. So we need to call each individual NFT ID and obtain the earning information for the stake rewards. So basically there's going to be 2 calls. One to obtain the info for 18, one to obtain the info for 39. The smart contract should give us the amount of tokens earned by that particular user, which means that for 18, let's say the user has earned 0.5, the user for 18, let's just put it right here, right? So for 18, so far the user has earned 0.50 into the art tokens, okay? So we have earned 0.50, and then the second call is going to obtain a amount of 125. So let's say that second NFT, the 39, was staked before the 18. That could be one way. Another way, he could have claimed the rewards for this one, but not this one. That's why this is less, right? But in this case, let's assume 39 was staked before 18, meaning that I have more earned rewards than 18, right? So 39 has more earned rewards, okay? However, we wish the result or the earning information obtained from the smart contract actually gave us this value, because it would have made our lives easier, but it's not going to give us this amount. What it's going to give us instead is a value in way, which we know is an ether. It's basically 18 decimal points. So we are going to subtract 2 zeros because this is less than 18. So this Invoke format will be how much? 16. So we already got 1 0. So we're going to add 15 extra zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is what I'm actually going to get in return. Let me move it over here. I think it's good. In return, when I check the earning info for 18, okay? Now what I'm going to have, I have to do the same thing for 39. So how do we convert this into way? We know this is 1. We need 18, right? And we already got the first one, and we have 2 more. So I still need to provide 15 zeros, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Because it's 18 integers. So we got 18 integers here, but now we are having this to be the total amount of 1.25 into the rewards. It's basically this Invoke. Okay, now, okay, so you see where we're going, right? The first thing, I am getting the NFT IDs. I am converting this to an array. Then I am calling each individual NFT ID and obtaining the earned rewards. 18 has earned so far 0.50 into the rewards. 39 has earned 1.25 into the rewards, okay? Now I need to convert this into ethers or in a decimal value, so then I can go ahead and summarize that into the final call, right? Because what we want to see in the result, and this is 325, but it will be 175 because 50 and 125, 175, right? But I need to get that reflected here. Right now, this is 351, but this will be 175, okay? But I need to make sure that at the end of the whole call, I need to obtain, this number should be 175, right? So we got 175 because 18 has earned 0.50 and then 39 has earned 1.25. The amount of both summarized, it's basically 175. So which means that now I have to get that output, right? This output, and convert to ethers, right? So I got to convert that to ethers and basically in decimal. And also on top of that, I got to make sure that I filter out the last 2 decimal points because it's going to convert, but it's still going to leave that dot, right? And all this at the end. So I have to make sure that I strip this entire section, right? And I only leave the last 2. You see where I'm going, right? And 0.50 will be the result. So I should end up, right, with 0.50. This will be what I should be getting after converting from way to ether, then filtering out everything. So at the end, I should get a value for 18 of 0.50, and then I should get a value for 39 of 1.25. Okay, we did that. We now have everything completely formatted. This value, okay, is still in an array, which means that now the array shows 0.50, comma, and then 125. You see where I'm going, right? Now, after getting the output summarized, right, we have to sum those two values. So I had to build for each, basically there's a way for me to get promise results, or in this case, array promises, meaning promises basically information that I store inside an array. There's more than that, but I just want to give you like a high picture of what a promise is. It's basically the result or the output of an array or of a call that gets a lot of information. And then we got indicators or indexes, and then we got the value for that index. So what we need to do then, so this, you know, this simple output here, it takes a lot of work, okay? So now I have to get those two values, 50 and 125, added both, so then at the end, I end up with 1.75. You see? And this will be the amount that will be shown in screen. But this is like for only 2 NFTs. Let's say the user has 5, 6, or 7, even more. It has to continue that loop until it gets the value for each one, and it does the same purpose all over again. Okay, it looks amazing. Like the functionality is amazing, but what needs to happen on the back end, it's insane. Okay, so I want to make sure that you understand what we need to work with. Okay, so with that said, I am going to head onto the React server. We are going to install all the Web3 dependencies, right? And then we will build that connect wallet function. Once we build the connect wallet function, we are going to review each item. Okay, I want to review each item, and I'm going to show you a cool trick that you definitely have to be very familiar with, which is basically showing as the code it's rendered, or as React renders every single function, we can see the process in the console on the browser, right? So when we press F12 and we reload the site, we should be able to see every time that the contract goes over each step, we should get the output, and that will help us identify if there's an issue in between. Like if it's not able to render the whole thing, it means that I am missing a step in the code. Okay, let's go ahead and work this out. So what I'm going to do, I am going to open, first of all, my React box or my React server. I'm going to minimize this in case we need to go back. This is going to be intense. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, the last video, we remember that we were working with those contract imports or the ABI imports. So we did that. Now we have to install the Web3 dependencies. So we have to install the provider, I believe Wallet Connect provider. We have to install the Web3.js. Okay, we have to also install the, I believe, Alchemy, because we are using the gas fee optimizer, and we did a video to optimize the gas fees in our transactions or our calls. So now what I have to do, I have to go ahead and import those functions. So the first thing that I got to do, I am going to install those dependencies, okay? So with that said, I'm going to open my, okay, so the first thing I need to install is the Web3 model. So npm I Web3 model. Once we're done with that, we will install Web3. And that's Web3.js, and we will install the dependencies for web model or Web3 model. So it allows me to use different wallets in the same application. Okay, so npm I Web3, I think it's Web3. Let's see if that one is. Yep, looks like it. Okay, we install Web3, we install Wallet Connect, and then we finally install Wallet Link. And I think we should be good. Okay, let's wait for that to complete. Cool, done. Next thing that I'm gonna do, I am going to install Wallet Connect provider, Web3 provider, and I'm gonna leave all the instructions in GitHub, so yeah, you can follow along. Okay, so we're done with that, and I believe the last one that I need to install is Wallet Link. So let's go ahead and install that. So npm I Wallet Link, and Wallet Link is to connect Coinbase wallet. Okay, now I remember npm run start. Okay, so we are running back the box. Now let me go and wait until it finish loading, make sure that everything is good, nothing is panicking, and boom, we are good to go. Awesome. All right, let's go now onto Visual Studio Code, and we have to do some work here. Okay, so the first thing I got to do in order for me to interact with any package or npm package, I have to import it, right? So the first thing I gotta do, I gotta import all my npm packages. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I am going to invoke this real quick here. So I am importing Web3 model from Web3 model, and I am importing the wallet connect provider, wallet link, and finally Web3. Okay, with those packages, then I can start making my Web3 calls. I can interact with a wallet. Okay, again, go back to build my first Web3 app series, and you're going to see how to build that connect button. Okay, and I'm going to leave the link below if you just want to take a look at that one more time. Okay, cool. Now what I need to do also, I have to import the dependencies so then I can integrate the Web3 model onto my React app. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the providers. Okay, and you see the fact that we exported those ABIs separate, it allows us to work easier or more easy on app.js. I don't need to scroll all the way up in order for me to bring those items. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. I am going to build the information, copy, and I am going to add the wallet connect provider info, and this is info. This information is needed for me to interact with Web3 model, which is the multi-wallet functionality for our for Web3 applications. So in this case, React can then integrate to multiple wallets. Okay, which is awesome. Okay, cool. Now we got all the information. Now we need to build that first function, and we are building the connect wallet function. But this is no ordinary connect wallet. This connect wallet will give me the verified reward earnings, and it's also going to give me the amount of tokens and the token IDs, which is, there's a lot going on. And now pay attention close. I am going to start little by little. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, the fact that I do this, okay, I bring my first function. Okay, so I am going to add my first function after my render. So when my render starts after the class, so the class app that I got here, I will start building my async functions. Okay, so what I need to do first, I got to add the connect wallet. Okay, by the way, I'm going to check something real quick here. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to call connect wallet, right? I want to do a quick refresher so that you know. The first thing it's going to happen once I click connect wallet, it's going to call provider, right? So we are creating a var, and then we are enabling that Web3 model, so then we can connect, and whatever connection we obtain from here will be stored in the provider. I am also grabbing the value of Web3, which is a global var that we configure here, and now I am assigning the value of a Web3 provider, meaning that, okay, this whatever connection you perform here, I want now to start interacting with that. So then I just need to use Web3 and make my calls. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to send to that provider, I am going to request my user wallet. In this case, whoever connected their wallet, I need to know the address of that wallet, which means that I am going to perform that call, and then I am going to get the account number from the accounts, from get accounts. And this is a call that I'm going to do to the wallet, and the wallet will give me the address of that user, or the wallet address of that user that just connected. Okay, from there, I got to sort the output obtained from the call, and then obtain the first value, which will be 0, which in this case will be account. That will be the actual address of that wallet. Okay, now having said that, I now will create a get element by ID, which will let me obtain or get that output from the account, whatever it was stored here, and display that in the website with the wallet-address ID. So now I can use this value and show that in screen. And that is where we see that wallet connect, or the wallet address reflected on the NFT minter. Let's test that one out and we'll continue, okay? So first of all, now that I imported that function, that connect wallet function, I got to set the onClick on a button. So the button starts working and then it calls this function, right? So with that said, I need to find where that button is. So let me go and scroll down. I believe button will be here because it's on the nav bar. And let's see, I think the button, it's right here. No, actually, no. The button will be below here. Here we go, connect button right here. And this will be the actual button, and then connect your wallet. It's the value that is displayed on the button. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to type invoke onClick, meaning that if someone clicks that button, this is what I want you to call. Okay, so let's see, connect wallet. So I'm gonna close it, and now I wanna see if I can call connect wallet. Let's see, and sure enough, it got online. So that tells me that I'm effectively connected to that button. So now this is actually calling that function. Let's see if we don't run into any errors. I want to make sure that I do get the wallet address displayed on the app. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I got wallet-address invoke, and I do. Here he goes. Okay, so once I click that connect wallet, I should get, first of all, the prompt to MetaMask, and then I should get my wallet address displayed. So that tells me that we're 100% good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and Control S, go back to React. I'm going to do this. And I got the notorious Webpack. So I got to fix this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fix this real quick. I have a video on the link below, so then you can fix if you run into this. Okay, there's a fix that we can use. And it's because of the dependencies for Webpack 5, Web3, it's not like supporting it. By the way, we are going to start working with Ethers.js, which is a newer method of interacting with smart contracts, okay? So with that, I am going to fix this and we'll go back once we're done, okay? Okay, I've taken care of that issue. We are good to go. Okay, so by the way, you're definitely gonna face this issue. Watch my video where how to fix that Webpack 5 limitation or incompatibility with Web3. So I'm gonna leave the link below so you can see it. It's very, very quick. It's a 7-minute video, but it literally takes less than a minute to do, okay? Cool. Now that we have this, we wanna make sure that our stuff works, like our Connect wallet works, and we get that wallet address display on screen. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then we can continue. So I'm gonna refresh here, connect my wallet, and sure enough, well, it looks amazing, looks beautiful. We know that we are working 100%. Now, here comes the good part. We need to get that information here. So the moment I connect my wallet, I know not only get this, but I also get the amount of NFTs that I have staked on the vault, and I also get the earned rewards, okay? So let's go ahead and work with that. So let's take a look here. And what I'm gonna do, I am going to start adding the additional information, right? But I will be explaining step by step, okay? So don't worry. Now I need to add more stuff below here. So we got the contract. This will be the NFT collection smart contract variable. So it's stored basically in contract. Then we are adding the next one. The next one is going to be the vault smart contract. This is where we actually get the interaction with the staking smart contract, which is very important, okay? Cool. Now we start with the fun part, okay? Check this out. Okay, now let me explain this. Get stake NFT. So I am building a new var called get staked NFTs, which I will be calling the smart contract, right? We are awaiting the call to the vault contract, which is the staking smart contract. And I want you to invoke tokens of owner. In the staking smart contract, we have a function called tokens of owner, which will give us the token IDs that are staked for that particular wallet that just connected, okay? So the owner of those NFTs who decided to stake those NFTs on the vault, when we get staked NFTs, so we get that output, this will give me the token IDs or the NFT IDs. And we saw on the beginning of the video where I was explaining the NFT IDs, this is how we get them with this particular call, okay? And we get that information stored here, okay? What I need to do with that now, check this out. I am going to display on React on our web front end the NFTs for that user. How are we displaying those NFTs from that user? We are calling the your NFT ID in the HTML code, okay? And what it's gonna do is just gonna give me the output in text for this particular var. So whatever the var is stored, it's just gonna call that, right? And display it using this ID. So now I have to go into HTML and look where this actual value it's applied. So we know that once we connect the wallet, we should get the NFTs that that user is holding. Okay, so let me go back down and I'm going to check for that. So I see wallet address. I should be looking at the model, the vault activity. There you go. So verify staked amount, and right below that, we should get your staked NFTs. And sure enough, here we go. So when I called your NFTs, right? So when I connect my wallet, I should get the token IDs by calling this particular get element by ID, which in this case will be your NFTs. Let's go ahead and test and what we get, okay? I wanna not go too fast because there's a lot here, okay? And yeah, we'll use Control S. And let me go back and take a look at that. Let me refresh, connect my wallet and see what I get. There we go. Oh man, you know, when you try this from the first attempt and it works, like it's great. The developers I know, they love when they code something and it works from first attempt. Oh my god, it's amazing. So yes, so now we know that we are getting that call to the vault contract and getting the output, in this case the token IDs that NFT holder or that wallet, in this case my wallet, it's currently has staked on the vault. Okay, so now I know which tokens belong to this wallet, right? And the owner can see that their tokens are actually staked. Cool, let's continue. The next thing that I have to do, okay, this is all easy. Well, we're gonna get to the fun part, don't worry. Let's see. Okay, so now we got that, right? The next thing that I got to get, right? I need to get the amount, right? The amount of NFTs, or in this case, I need to get the total amount of NFTs that have been staked and do a sum and get the output, okay? So I am going to get the balance, and this is a separate call. Check this out. I'm gonna explain that right now. So now, not only that, when we connect the wallet, we get everything, top to bottom. We execute each function. So we already get the list of NFTs. Now we're gonna get the staked balance. This is the value. Again, it's another ID that I will be displaying in HTML, and it will show me the total value. How do we get that? We are going to call once again to the Vault smart contract, okay? We are going to call the balance of function for the account that is connecting with his wallet. What is the balance of going to get me? In the Vault smart contract, I will have a function balance of, which will give me the total amount of NFTs staked, okay? And that will be shown on the React application, okay? So let's go ahead and let's make sure that we got this in the code and we can continue. Okay, so we already did verify. Okay, we did the NFTs, and sure enough, we got stake balance. And this is how we make sure that we are going to display that in that particular section. How do we know it? You see total stake NFTs. Let's go back to the app. This is the HTML code for that. We go back, total stake NFTs. We should get the total here, and it will be 2 because we only have 2, okay? So let me go back into the app, and now we got that in the Connect wallet, okay? I'm gonna Control S. Let's go back, refresh, connect my wallet again. Shoo, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, awesome. So we are done on this vault activity. Now we're gonna go here. Okay, let's go and make this happen. First, knowing that, okay, knowing that I got that information, now I need to do something. I want to get the output for my NFT IDs. So this get staked NFTs. I want to convert that to an array. And we remember at the beginning of the video, I converted that to an array. So I need to do that so I can start making some math to it. Like in this case, I want to add those values, or at least add the rewards that each token is getting. I got to get the value and then do the math, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to get the array. I'll explain to this first. So I am building an array, check this out. I am building an array from the NFT IDs. I am getting 18 and 39, and what I'm expecting is I want to build an array from the output, right? So from this call that we got those values, I now want to build an array, okay? And I want to make sure that they're mapped as numbers and not strings. So strings, basically it's going to treat the values as text, and we cannot perform map functions if they are set as text. We want to make sure that they are in the array stored as a number, okay? You see, you're following me. Once I do that, then I want to get token ID, right? And I want to get an output for each NFT ID stored into the token ID. So in this case, each number, okay? Each number will be stored in token ID. Follow me so far. I want to see how that looks. No problem. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to invoke console log. And every time that you want to troubleshoot something and make sure that it's getting the value that you're expecting, do a console log. That will help you a lot, okay? So what I want to do now, I want to get console log, check this out, and I want to call array NFT, the first one on top, right? So when I save this, I should get this output display in the console, so it tells me that it's working. And then I can remove it and continue on. So let me go ahead and Control S, okay? And in this time, I'm gonna open my console, right? And don't worry, there's errors because we're still due to do more things. But what I wanna do, I wanna show you now, I wanna run the entire thing. And I should get now an array here. So I'm gonna connect, wait, and I got the array, there you go. So this line right here, if you go into app.js, so let me go ahead and maximize this. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully I am not in the way. I think I am. So what I'm gonna do this instead. So on the console, when you press F12, you can actually see what line of code it's that particular array being generated from. In this case will be the console log. So let me click here, and sure enough, the console log is getting me that information out so I can see it in the console itself. So this is a very good way for me to generate output so I know that each step is working as expected, okay? So we know that it's working. We get an array, okay? We get the array. Next, so now let me take this out. Now I want to get the token ID, okay? So what I need to do, check what I need to do. And I want to see what will happen if I invoke this instead. I want to see what the output of token ID is, okay? By just doing the console log, I can see that. I'm gonna Control S, let's go back and let's try it again. Okay, I'm gonna get this out. I'm going to refresh and I'm gonna connect my wallet and I wanna check to see that information. And sure enough, I now get the array, but token ID will be used to perform a loop. Check this out. Now I am creating an empty array object. I'm telling you guys, this is another level. Check this out. I'm gonna explain to you what this does. What I'm going to do now, okay? I want to get reward array. So I just abbreviate reward into RWD array and then created the array, the empty array, because then I want to add values inside of it, okay? Now I'm getting token ID, so I know this is not needed, which is awesome. Now I'm getting the token ID for each. This is a way for me to return promises. So anytime in JavaScript we have output that generates an array of data, we can then start getting line by line or position by position. So in this case, the array has 2 positions, 18 and 39. Those are the 2 NFTs. So I want to start working with each one. You see where I'm going? I want to get working from each one. So I have to build the entire script or the entire loop to go to, item number 1, then do the same thing for item number 2. With that, we use for each. There's another way. We can use a for loop for I equals 0. We then, do the function, and then we get an export of that action. This is more advanced JavaScript. I told you this will be more advanced JavaScript, but again, just bear with me. You're gonna understand this. Okay, so now I want this to be an async because I am expecting this output from the call. So I am not going to give this right away, but else I need to expect this output generated from another action. So that's why it will be async. And then I want to create an ID in this. So every time that I go over 1, it's an ID that I can use to interact with. What I'm going to do with that ID? Now I'm going to create another raw value. I'm going to create another variable called raw earn. Got that? I am going to create another var to store more data. What I'm going to do, inside this loop, I am going to await vault contract methods earning info. Now I am calling back the staking smart contract and saying, hey, get me the information of the earning rewards so far for particular NFT ID. What I'm actually doing, I am getting the output from each token and sorting them and making the call individually. We know it's an array. We can get 10 staked NFTs, but we need to make this call per NFT because we need to get all the output from those values and summarize that. So we need to sum every single output so we get the total earned rewards for all my staked NFTs. Okay? So far, so good. Hang in there. Okay. Now, we are grabbing the values. Check this out. We are now converting from token IDs to values because we don't need the token IDs anymore. We just need to know how much they are earning on the staking vault, okay, on the staking rewards. What I need to do now, I need to generate another array, right, from whatever output I got each time. Okay, because I need to generate that array again, but instead of me generating the array based on the token IDs, I am generating the array based on the earning rewards per token. Okay, and you want to learn Web3? Welcome. Don't worry, just continue doing it. Okay, so raw earn, map number. Number meaning that I am expecting this to be a number, an integer, because I need to make actions with that. I need to manipulate that number. I need to sum, I need to change stuff, whatnot. Now, boom, this is Inception right here. If you haven't seen that movie, that's insane. When you're like dreaming and you're like in a dream, but then in that dream you're dreaming as well on another dream. It's insane, but this is literally the same. Now we are nesting a loop on a loop. Yes, so we are starting this first loop. We haven't finished this loop. Now I am building another loop on top of another loop. I am building a loop, right? I am calling array. This will be a single value for each earning info for each NFT that I'm earning information or I'm earning rewards. I want to build another loop for each async. I am getting each individual earning info and placing that on a separate array. But first, I need to get the earn amount, right? I am building another var called earn var. In this case, I am calling the first item in the array. I want to remove any commas, right? I want to make sure that I remove any commas because the output from raw way will be with a comma. We want to take that out and we do it with a comma and then 0, which means that the split utility will remove the comma and anything that is after that comma. Okay, got me so far. Now I am getting whatever output I got from here, right? And I want to convert this from way into decimal or ETH. Okay, So I will get that output, which is still way, and I need to convert. So I'm going to use the Web3 utilities. In this case, from way, I want to convert that earn amount, what I got from earn, into ethers. Okay. Now, I want to get the reward. I'm going to build another var called reward x, which will get the number value that I got from the previous from way conversion. And I want to make sure that it only has 2 decimal points, meaning that I will have the ether or the decimal and then dot 0, 0, like only 2 decimals. Following me so closely. Don't worry, I'm going to add console for every single step so you can see what happens. Okay. Now, I am going to convert this to only 2 decimal points. So I will have dot 0, 0, nothing else. Finally, I will grab that value and I will call this to be a number because I want to make sure that it stays as a number. Okay. Because I haven't summed that yet. I just convert that to decimal. All this to just convert to decimal. Finally, I am going to get the reward array, and I want to push the output from my number reward. Every time that I went to a number, I want to also create another array. So I am building an array. This empty array now will be populated with the output for each number reward or each unique reward for each NFT. Okay, don't worry. Well, this is going to make a lot of sense. So with that said, I want to show you what happens when the array gets called or it gets processed. When this line gets processed, I want to see that in the console. So I'm going to do console log array. Follow me closely. Console log array. Now I need to see what happens when we call this, or when this gets processed. I want to see that on screen, and this is how we do it. Not only that, I am curious to see what happens when I call number reward. When it goes over number reward, I want to see that in live in the session. Console log num reward, and this is how I know. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I should get 2 outputs. Actually, I will get 2 outputs per NFT. So in this case, I will get like 4 outputs here. So bear with me. We are going to make this happen. I told you this was not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. And practice makes perfection. Okay, let's go back. I am going now to refresh here. I'm going to connect my wallet and I'm going to await that information out. And what do we get? Let's see what we get. You see what happened? The first array, guess what this first call is? I am going to hit app.js. This is the array output. What I'm getting, it's the raw GUI value. Okay, so this is the smart contract giving me the output in raw way. This is the earnings for the token, and this will be token 18 because it's the first NFT in the array. Okay, so that array now was converted into decimal, only 2 decimal points and then the dot. So that's how we get the value summarized into what we know, which is 2 decimal points. If I go into the app.js, it literally is number reward. So I know that the output that I'm getting is the real output for NFT number 1, in this case 18. In the array we got 1836, so this will be all this for NFT number 1. Now array number 2, which will be NFT 39. So if we go back, let me show you. So we got 18. This is the output for 18. Now we're looking at output for 39. Okay, so now output for 39, right, will be this amount. This is the first console log for the array. This is the value that we get. Now summarized, it actually rounded the to last to 2. So now we know that this second NFT has earned 2 NTD reward tokens. Got it? Awesome, but we are not there. We still have to grab this value and add it up. So when we display just the total amount of earning rewards, we need to get the earned rewards for each NFT. And we need to add those 2 values. At the end, we will have 4.32. That's the value that we're earning. So far, so good? Okay. Bear with me. Okay. this is good. Awesome. Now, finally, I promise this is the last one. Okay, cool. Finally, what I need to do, I need to add, check this out. You're like, oh, I'm gonna pick another job or something. I don't know. This is not for me. Nah, don't give up. Don't give up. No, don't let this intimidate you. Okay. Now this is the fun thing, because I still need to wait for every single NFT ID to be processed, to be converted from WAI to ETH. So then we summarize and we filter out. I need to apply a delay, meaning that I have to tell React, hey, hold on, do not process that quick because I might not be finished and you might error out, because this is like instant and we don't want that, okay? So with that said, I am going to, oh man, this is insane. Let's see what else. Okay. I need to tell React, check this out. I need to tell React, hey, I need you to sleep a little bit until I finish processing that information. I'm going to build a promise just to sleep, to say, hey, sleep, and this is the amount in milliseconds that you need to sleep for, which is basically nothing, right? So in this case, what I need to do, I need to sleep for 300 until I resolve all those calls. See where I'm going? I know. It's gonna take you a little bit of time you're not gonna be able, unless, hey, you might be able, but it's gonna take you practice to understand what's going on here. Okay. Now, remember item, when I build that loop, right? When I build that item for each in the array, so then I can get every single earn reward as an item. Now I'm gonna get that item, and guess what I'm gonna do? I am going to reduce. Reduce is basically get the output A and B, and I wanna make sure that I can add those two. That is literally sum. This is to sum, to add a sum, to sum two items. So in JavaScript, you can do reduce inside an async function that is going to get the value for item. So from item, right, I will be creating the sum in an async JavaScript function, okay? What it's going to do is going to create another var, okay? I'm going to create another var called sum, which will get item that reduce. Every single item, I want to add this into a set of values, and then I will be adding them up. Okay, what I'm going to get in return, I will get earned. Earned will be the total amount that the user has been earning per each NFT, but it's the total amount of everything combined. Okay, I need to now process that array, right? I will process the array for each item of reward array. I need to delay, so I need to tell, hey, wait until every single item has been checked before adding this up. And this is async, which means that this can process before this. Doesn't matter the order. It's not like I'm following an order. I literally have to wait for that to be processed, so then I can get that process array in return. And then finally, with that reward array, I can then grab each item and do the math, okay? I know there's a lot going on. However, when we want this type of functionality, it looks super simple in the front end, but the amount of work that you have to go through to make that happen, it's intense. But once you get used to, once you get experience in development, you are going to have this already predefined. You just copy, add the values. You already know what it's going to do, okay? But again, to recap, this is the entire Connect wallet, which will give me the wallet address, the token IDs, how many tokens so far, And finally, it's going to get the end rewards for every single NFT, and it's going to add everything. It's going to format the value so it doesn't show that long way number, and it's going to place that in decimal, which then at the end of all this process, we get this little nice output. And obviously we got to find where earned it's displayed on the app. Okay, let's go down and find where that dashboard will be. Verify stake amount, and now we will get earned rewards. Here we go, and here we go, earned. It's displayed right here. You got it? Good. Alrighty, so we're done. We are going now to save and see if this works. But first I want to show you what happens actually. Number reward, right? And I want to show you number reward. So each one, actually it's basically what it's going to do is going to sum both of them in this case. So I don't need to like do another console log. So what I want to do instead, I'm going to Control S. Let's go back, okay? And I am going to put this full screen. I am putting this full screen and I am refreshing. See what happens. Boom. That beautiful output took that amount of effort, but now I got the stake rewards earned for this token, the stake rewards earned for this token, formatted, converted from WAY to ETH, added only 2 decimal points, and finally this is the total amount of tokens that that user has earned. You want it easy? There you go. That's easy. Easy for the user, not for the developer. Calm. We're done. We're done with this. Don't worry. Don't worry. Once we get that practice going and we keep working with this kind of setup, you're going to start realizing that practice will make perfection, and we need to continue practicing. This is not something that will be learned on first attempt. It gets a lot of practice behind, but that's what we're here for. We're here for to make this thing happen, okay? On the next and final video in our Web3 staking application, we are adding the mint function, but we want to have the capability of selecting multiple NFTs and also different cryptocurrencies to be used as payment to mint the NFTs. So we are also doing some fancy function calls to make that a reality, okay? So once we're done with that video, we will start working with an NFT marketplace. And this is why I wanted to do this Web3 staking application series, because we are touching some fancy JavaScript functions that will nest and make multiple calls. And the reason I want to touch that is because I need you to become familiar with this kind of coding or this kind of development so we can move to the marketplace. Marketplace is going to definitely use all of that combined, okay? So that's what I want. I want first to touch the scenarios individually so then we can use that as a baseline to start working our marketplace. And trust me, once you get the marketplace up and running and you're able to accomplish that by yourself, you are on a very good path to Web3 development and blockchain development, okay? Alrighty, so that's it for this video. I hope you like my videos. If you do, hey, enough said, you know, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.